Hi, my name's Marietta Mehanni and I'm a presenter for Network. And one of the presentations I did for Firelex this year was called Classically Deep. A personal passion of mine because I've played classical music for years on a piano and I've always wanted to marry the classical music with deep water exercise. And so this year that's what I finally did, all dressed out with a little tiara and a tutu and pink tights of all things. And mind you, pink tights actually helps get rid of cellulite, but that's a side note. So back to what I'm talking about with the choreography. I've got two tracks here, one from the Nutcracker, which is actually the theme song from the Nutcracker, and the other one's the classic Swan Lake song. So I'll do the Swan Lake. Now, what's really cool about the Swan Lake song is I actually don't say anything. You don't really need to say anything, and the moves are quite repetitive, but they're always moving. So starting off, either in the aqua frame, moving your legs as in a cross-country ski, but quite fast, and the movement starts from the hips. If you don't have one of these, you can do it on a chair, but ideally the legs are down towards the bottom of the pool. And then slowly what you encourage your clients to do is bring the legs up to the side, all the way up, and then bring the legs back down, and then all the way over to the other side. And when you use a chair, it's a little bit easier to demonstrate that sort of movement. Now, when you listen to the Swan Lake song, you'll hear it build. And so what you would do there next is do big cross-country skis. So then once again, the legs are moving up to the side, you'll hear the music drop down, you'll hear the music lift up again, we do a big cross-country ski to the opposite side, and then come back down again. Then you'll hear something similar again, where the music builds and drops, but change the move because the music's bigger, it's more dramatic. So now we do frog kick. So we do big frog kicks. And once again, lifting the legs up to the side. I usually put shoes on my hands or slippers because it makes it easier for the clients to think about, you know, the classical feel to it, and these are your legs. But they lift their legs up to the side, doing the big frog kick, and then coming down, and then frog kick to the other side. What you'll then hear is the music actually drops down again, it gets really quiet. So back to the small cross-country ski, moving up to the side, and then back down again. The key thing here is that the arms aren't important, they just assist the body with moving into the position in the water. And also, it's a really strong action coming from the hips. So it's great heart rate stuff. So then they take the legs up to the other side, come back down again, the music starts to build again, and we do big cross-country ski, come back down again. Now, you're thinking, oh, I know what's next, frog kick. Actually, no, because there's a section in the music where it really builds and really builds and really builds and really builds, and I found that I had to introduce a new move here. So the move I chose was a crisscross action, and they bring their legs up to horizontal, and then they just go for it, and the music builds to a point where you can really use your own personality. I get quite animated because I'm not saying anything, and I do things like this. And then it comes back down again, and then we finish off with the big frog kick to the side, down, and then to the opposite side. Swan Lake track isn't very long, but you'll be able to hear what I'm talking about when you play it, and it fits in really beautifully, easy to remember as well. Now, for the second track I want to go through with you, it's the Nutcracker. So when I chose the music for this Classically Deep, I chose music that I knew people would easily recognise, have some familiarity and perhaps some emotion with. The Nutcracker is hilarious for me because don't take myself very seriously. I'm obviously not a ballerina. So we start off doing this. We slap the thighs together, and I make a joke about trying to create sound, but you can actually hear it today. So they're slapping their legs together, and then they do a move where they keep this leg up, they kick with one leg, they place that hand around the waist, and while they're still kicking, they're also scooping with the arm. And their bodies should move sideways in the water. So the idea is that they're moving sideways, then they come back, and they do it with the opposite leg. They come back to here, slapping the legs again, and then what I get them to do, and I don't know, but it's my sense of humour, we lie back in the water and we're slapping as we face the ceiling, and the knees are out of the water at this stage. Anyone who doesn't like getting their hair wet is going to get their hair wet, and then they bring their legs back down again. The music builds, and you do it again, gets a little faster, comes back down, the music keeps building, and you ask them to bring their legs down so that they end up with like small clicks of the heels at the bottom, and it's quick and it's fast and it's all about the energy of the music. And then it drops back down again, back to the beginning, Nutcracker, and we're back to doing this. So travelling down the pool, other side, travelling the opposite direction, whoops, and then we slap the legs together and we finish off with this movement. Now, with the arms in between, it's usually just a sculling action with the hands, but the very last part, if you want them to work really hard, get them to click their heels together and lift their arms up out of the water. It's a wonderful finish.